Welcome to ChatGPT 4.0 for beginners create social media content. I'm thrilled to have you here. This project is designed for anyone looking to harness the power of AI for content creation. Whether you're a content creator, a digital marketer, a small business owner, or just curious about how AI can transform your creative workflow, you're in the right place. We'll be focusing on mastering the basics of prompting with ChatGPT, a versatile AI tool that can help you brainstorm, create, and refine content across various platforms. This skill is becoming increasingly valuable in today's digital landscape, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Hello again. I'm Jonathan Kyle Hobson, an AI analyst and prompt architect with a deep passion for exploring the art of prompting and helping people unlock the full potential of AI tools like ChatGPT. My journey with AI began as a curious content creator, like many of you, trying to find new ways to enhance my work. Now, I specialize in prompt development and designing effective interactions between humans and AI. Together, we'll explore how to leverage AI tools like ChatGPT to make your creative process smoother, faster, and more innovative. It's not a replacement for your creativity, but a tool to enhance it. Before we dive in, let's make sure you have everything you need. No advanced technical skills are required, but you should be comfortable using a web browser and have basic computer skills. To follow along, you should have a web browser to access ChatGPT or the ChatGPT app on your phone. Additionally, you should have an OpenAI ChatGPT account, at least a free account. A paid account is optional. Don't worry, I will guide you through setting up your account if you don't already have one. A curious mindset and a willingness to experiment and learn are also very useful. It might be helpful to have a basic understanding of social media terms, as this course uses a scenario of creating social media content to teach ChatGPT's key abilities. This project is beginner-friendly, but packed with valuable insights that can help you use AI effectively, regardless of your experience level. It's important to note that ChatGPT and AI models are ever-evolving tools. By the time you see this video, the interface or model may differ. However, the basic principles in this video should be foundational and applicable even as technology advances. In this guided project, you will learn how to use ChatGPT to enhance your content creation skills by improving your prompting abilities. We will use the scenario of content creation to help you develop effective prompts that guide ChatGPT to produce the desired outputs. By the end of this project, you will be able to design precise and effective prompts, collaborate with AI to brainstorm, transform, refine, and create authentic content, and apply these strategies across different applications. The key takeaway is not just creating content, but understanding how to communicate effectively with AI models like ChatGPT, turning them into creative partners in your workflow. To enhance your experience, we'll be using a project scenario. Imagine you're a junior social media manager working for a small independent coffee shop called Brew Bliss. This cozy spot wants to enhance its online presence to attract more customers and promote its unique offerings like specialty brews and community events. However, Brew Bliss has limited resources and needs a consistent social media strategy to engage with its local community. Your task is to streamline the content creation process using ChatGPT. You will brainstorm, draft, transform, and refine various social media content ideas quickly and efficiently. These skills are adaptable to any field, making you more versatile and valuable. Before we move forward, I want to clarify certain terms that we will continue to use throughout this video. ChatGPT is an AI, specifically a large language model, LLM, and a type of generative AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence, an attempt to simulate or replicate some aspects of human intelligence. Large language models are trained on vast amounts of human language, learning the patterns, relationships, and probabilities between words, characters, and letters. Generative AI is designed to generate new content, and in the case of a large language model, that content is human language. Despite being called generative AI, its true power lies in its transformative abilities, particularly in transforming and refining content. We will explore what this means as we progress in the video. Okay, let's dive into task 1. We'll begin by navigating to our ChatGPT environment and setting it up. Our goal today is to familiarize ourselves with ChatGPT, understand the interface, and start practicing prompt creation to generate engaging content. Remember, The AI's key abilities are constantly evolving, so the interface might look different in the future, but the fundamental concepts of prompting and interacting with ChatGPT will remain the same. Now let's navigate to the ChatGPT website, open a new browser tab, and type in chatgpt.com directly. Clicking on the link will take you to the ChatGPT page. Here you can start using ChatGPT for free, though it will limit you to a lower quality model and a limited number of inputs. If you don't have an account, you can sign up by clicking the Sign Up button in the upper right-hand corner. You can sign up using your email, Google, Microsoft, or Apple account. Once signed up, you'll be ready to start using ChatGPT. For those with an account, simply click Login and enter your credentials. After logging in, you might see an interface slightly different from mine, as ChatGPT often tests different layouts. However, the essential functions remain the same. Once you're logged in, the main ChatGPT interface will appear. The chat window is where you interact with ChatGPT, and on the left side, you'll find your conversation history. If your account is new, this panel will be mostly blank. Above the history panel is the Explore GPTs button, which we'll cover later. In the upper left-hand corner, you can select different models, though free accounts may not have this option. The right side of the screen shows your account details, where you can access your custom instructions, settings, and other options. For paid accounts, there are additional features like memory and voice settings, which allow ChatGPT to learn from your interactions and respond verbally. The free version will have similar options, but with fewer capabilities. Let's create our first prompt. In the chat box at the bottom, type something simple like, describe a beautiful sunrise over the ocean. Hit enter to send the prompt, and ChatGPT will generate a response. Notice the quality of the description and how the input you provided influence the output. If you need to edit your prompt, hover over your input, click the pencil icon, and make your changes. For instance, you might add more descriptive words to see how the output changes. This editing feature allows you to refine your prompts and get more tailored responses. In the chat interface, you'll notice several icons next to your generated response. These include options to read the output aloud, copy the output with Markdown, rate the response with a thumbs up or down, and regenerate or switch models. These tools are useful for refining your interactions with ChatGPT. As you explore these features, remember that different accounts might have slightly different interfaces, especially between free and paid versions. However, the core functionality remains consistent, allowing you to navigate and utilize ChatGPT effectively, regardless of the interface you're using. Fantastic job. By now, you should feel more comfortable navigating the ChatGPT interface and have created your first few prompts. You've learned how to set up an account, access the platform, understand the basics of how the interface works. In Task 2, we'll dive deeper into refining these prompts and to achieve specific outcomes. We'll explore how to add layers of detail and context to make your outputs more accurate, relevant, authentic. Get ready to level up your AI interaction skills. Welcome back. In our previous task, we explored ChatGPT's interface, learned about AI and large language models, LLMs, and how to create basic prompts. Great work getting familiar with the platform and starting your journey into the world of AI prompting. Today, we'll move into Task 2, where we'll learn how to refine our prompts to achieve specific desired outcomes. By the end of this task, you'll understand how to add layers of detail and context to guide ChatGPT more effectively. Your input, the prompt you provide, is what directs the AI's output. Think of it like guiding a new member of your team. The clearer and more specific your instructions, the better the result. For example, saying turn left is vague, but saying turn left at the red building after the second stop sign is clear. The same principle applies to prompting AI. The clearer and more specific you are, the more likely you'll get the output you want. Refining your prompt is essential not just for working with AI, but also for developing effective communication skills in any setting. If you're too vague, misunderstandings happen, whether with AI or in everyday communication. Your ability to refine a prompt to include the right context, goals, and specific details determines how accurately ChatGPT can deliver what you need. If it's easy for you to explain, it will be easier for the AI to understand. This concept is often referred to as easy for you, easy for it, hard for you, hard for it, coined by Shalace's Laws of Semantic AI. This principle underscores that complexity for the prompter often translates to complexity for the AI. Okay, let's dive in. I'm going to start demonstrating my screen, and we'll begin by starting a new chat. click on either the ChatGPT button in the upper left-hand corner or the new chat option. This resets our conversation, effectively giving ChatGPT a fresh start. Remember, ChatGPT doesn't retain information from previous conversations unless it's stored in its memory function or included in custom instructions. So each new chat is like a blank slate. Let's start with a basic example. Imagine you're creating content for Brew Bliss, our cozy coffee shop. You might initially try a prompt like, write a post about coffee. Now, while ChatGPT might generate something that looks good on the surface, it may not be exactly what you're looking for. The output could be too generic, lacking specifics, authenticity, or the unique voice of Brew Bliss. If we dissect this prompt, we see it's vague. Write a post. But what kind of post? A social media post? A blog post? Without specifying, ChatGPT has to guess, which could lead to a range of results. In this case, ChatGPT interpreted it as a social media post, which might be what we want. However, the lack of details like the type of coffee or the specific audience makes the response generic. So let's refine our prompt. Take a moment to type in your own version of this prompt and experiment with it. Ask ChatGPT how it interpreted the prompt, and see how it arrived at its response. What we got is okay but generic because it lacks context and details. To improve it, we need to specify what type of post we want and add more details about the coffee. Now, I wrote a prompt asking ChatGPT to dissect its own response and the original prompt. This is a bit of a leading question, but it helps improve the next prompts by guiding ChatGPT towards what we're looking for. You can try this yourself by typing a similar prompt. ChatGPT's response confirms what we discussed. The original prompt was too broad, lacked specifics, and didn't provide enough context. This led to a generalized output designed to appeal to a broad audience, but not specifically to Brew Bliss's needs. Now let's refine the prompt together. We need to provide ChatGPT with more information, details like brand identity, product focus, target audience, and tone. You can pause here and type in your own improved prompt, or follow along with mine. I wrote a prompt. Write a Facebook social media post for a company called Brew Bliss, a small independent coffee shop, targeting local coffee enthusiasts. The post should have a strong hook and a call to action. Let's submit this prompt and compare your results with mine. Already, at first glance, this new output looks better. It's more targeted and aligned with our needs because we gave ChatGPT the context it needed, details about the shop, the product, the audience, and the desired style. While it's a great starting point, it may still need further edits to match Brew Bliss's specific style or historical posts. The key takeaway is that refining prompts by adding more context and using different strategies leads to better, more precise outputs. Okay, let's briefly explore example prompting, keyword prompting, and goal prompting. These techniques can improve your ChatGPT output significantly. Example prompting. This involves guiding ChatGPT by providing clear examples to serve as templates. By including an example in your prompt, you can shape the output more closely to what you're looking for. The more examples you provide, the closer the AI will align with them. This helps counteract biases in the model's training data. In this demonstration, we'll provide one example, but remember, more examples usually yield better alignment. Keyword prompting. This technique emphasizes relevant keywords specific to the domain or expertise you're working in. The more keywords you include, the more accurately the output will align with that domain. For general topics like coffee, ChatGPT handles layman prompts well, but keyword prompting shines when you're dealing with niche subjects. Goal prompting. You define the end goal to align the AI's output with your desired outcome. Clearly stating your goal helps the AI produce results that are more aligned with your objectives. For instance, in a social media post for Brew Bliss, you might specify that the goal is to create a persuasive post with a strong call to action. Let's see these techniques in action. I'll type a prompt that incorporates these elements. Write a Facebook post for Brew Bliss, a small independent coffee shop, targeting local coffee enthusiasts. The post should have a strong hook and a call to action. As we submit this, notice how the added context, keywords, and goals improve the output. After reviewing the result, it's clear that the output is more targeted and aligned with our needs. However, there's still room for refinement. For instance, we could ask ChatGPT to iterate further by including more specific audience information or adjusting the tone. You can always tweak the prompt to narrow down the focus even more. The quality of your output is directly tied to the quality of your input. The more precise and clear your prompt, the better the result. Techniques like delimiter prompting, where you define elements of your prompt with brackets or parentheses, can help ChatGPT understand exactly what you're looking for. Think of ChatGPT as a bright but scattered intern. You need to provide clear instructions, context, and reasoning to get the best results. As we wrap up task 2, you've seen how a vague prompt can be transformed into a specific, detailed one that gets you closer to your desired output. We'll build on these skills in the next task, where we'll explore how to brainstorm and structure content ideas with ChatGPT to maximize engagement. By now, you should see how refining a vague prompt into a specific, detailed one brings you closer to your desired output. As we continue, we'll build on these skills to enhance your workflow with ChatGPT, brainstorming content ideas, and structuring them for maximum engagement. Stay with me as we take these foundational skills and apply them creatively in the next task. Fantastic job today. You've seen how adding context, goals, and specific details can greatly improve your outputs. In the next task, we'll explore how to use ChatGPT to brainstorm and structure content ideas effectively. We'll take what we've learned and apply it in creative content planning to explore a wider variety of applications. Keep up the great work. Ready to unlock more creative potential with AI? In task 3, we'll dive into brainstorming and organizing content ideas to strengthen your social media strategy. Let's keep moving forward. Welcome back to task 3. In our last session, we explored the importance of refining your prompts to guide AI toward a specific desired outcome. You did an incredible job mastering those foundational skills. Now, it's time to take the next step. Today, we'll dive deeper into the magic of AI and how we can iteratively shape, mold, and transform content using ChatGPT. By the end of this task, you'll be empowered to use multiple prompts and strategies to dynamically refine your content, bringing it closer and closer to your perfect vision. Think of this process like an artist starting with a block of marble. Your first prompt is just the beginning. Each new prompt is another chiseled stroke, bringing your masterpiece to life. Why does this matter? Imagine writing a love letter in just one draft or painting a picture without ever stepping back to look at it. It's rare for the first draft to be the final one. In content creation and when working with ChatGPT, the first draft is a starting point, a sketch. We refine and transform our work just like a sculptor refines their creation. And with AI, you have a collaborative partner that never tires, never runs out of ideas, and is always ready for the next round. These AI models, especially ChatGPT, are powerful at transforming content. While they're known as generative AI, their real strength lies in their ability to take what's already there, your idea, your draft, your starting point, and make it better, clearer, and more engaging. In this task, we'll learn how to partner with AI, diving deeper into using multiple iterations to refine our content to perfection. We'll utilize the same conversation with different prompts to create varied outputs and enhance our results. We'll also explore jumping between different conversations to combine insights and ideas. We touched on this concept in our previous tasks, but now we'll dive deeper into it. So let's jump in and create something extraordinary together. Okay, so you can see here that I've started a new conversation with ChatGPT. We're going to begin with a new example, asking ChatGPT to craft a post about visiting Brew Bliss for a great coffee experience. Now, based on our previous interactions, we know this is a subpar input. Functional, but it doesn't really grab attention. It lacks the warmth and richness that make Brew Bliss special. It's like a plain canvas begging for color. So let's make this more inviting and intriguing using iterative approaches and multi-prompt strategies. I started a new conversation with a simple question. Do you know what coffee is? Now, coffee is a popular subject, but starting with something simple helps tune the conversation into the topic. This method, called output layering, uses a reasoning model called least to most, where you start simple and gradually increase complexity. This initial prompt is just a stepping stone, setting up the conversation to move into more detailed prompts. Next, I asked, what attracts different audiences to coffee? This further builds on the conversation, adding more depth and context. By starting with basic questions and gradually adding complexity, we're setting the stage for more detailed and targeted prompts. Now, let's take this output and use it to enhance our original prompt. We'll combine insights from different conversations. I copied the relevant part and pasted it into our previous conversation where we were crafting social media posts. This technique, known as cherry picking, allows us to refine our posts by integrating ideas from multiple sources. We asked ChatGPT to enhance the original output, making it more inviting and engaging with a call to action that captures what coffee lovers adore about their brew. After refining, we see a new, more substantial output. However, it might still be a bit generic and lengthy, missing the unique touch that Brew Bliss offers. To add authenticity, remember that ChatGPT doesn't have access to your personal experiences or those of your customers. You need to provide those stories and details. For a more authentic interaction, you might refer to resources like old social media posts or guidelines provided by the company. This additional context can help tailor the output more closely to Brew Bliss's unique identity. If the documentation provided by the company isn't enough, or you want to ensure your posts are optimized, you can open a new conversation to research Facebook guidelines. This multi-conversation strategy allows you to gather information and refine your content more effectively. Remember, ChatGPT isn't a closed system. You can bring in external information and cross-reference it to improve accuracy. Using these techniques, you can transform a basic prompt into something that truly captures the essence of Brew Bliss. By layering prompts, refining outputs, and using strategies like output, layering, and cherry picking, you can create content that feels personal and engaging. As you continue to refine your posts, consider using techniques like sequential prompting, where you build the content step by step, and parallel prompting, where you work on different aspects of your content in separate conversations. This approach prevents overload and ensures each prompt gets the attention it needs. As you can see here, you can use what's called persona prompting or act as prompting to have ChatGPT take on specific roles like a coffee barista, a farmer's market expert, or a social media manager. This is especially useful for quickly providing context in areas you're less familiar with or when you're short on time to research. You can try this prompt out yourself using prompt number 20, found in the provided prompt library documentation, which you can download from the resource section of this guided project. Throughout Task 3, we've demonstrated the power of layering, multi-prompt strategies, and refining outputs to enhance your content creation process. By combining these techniques, you're not just instructing the AI, you're building a dynamic partnership where your creativity meets the AI's capabilities. As Kathy Pearl, head of conversational design outreach at Google, once said, "Language is also ambiguous. You say to me, 'Do you want coffee?' And I say, 'Coffee will keep me awake.' What did I just mean? If it's morning, probably yes. If it's bedtime, probably no. It's all about context." AI doesn't understand context unless you provide it. So the clearer and more detailed your prompts, the better your outputs will be. By the end of this task, you should have seen how using multi-strategy prompting and iterative refinement can elevate your content to the next level. You're moving beyond simple prompts and starting to craft them into tools that produce exactly what you need. In the next task, you'll get a chance to apply these techniques in a practice scenario, where theory meets real-world application. Keep up the amazing work and get ready for some hands-on action. Fantastic job today. We've learned to use ChatGPT not just as a tool, but as a true creative partner, iterating and refining content through dynamic multi-input and multi-prompt strategies. Remember, your inputs shape the AI's outputs, so use them wisely. Practice task will roll up our sleeves and dive into creating engaging content for Brew Bliss. Feel free to use the provided documents, such as the Facebook mockup page PDF and the branding guide. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Ready for the next challenge? In practice task 4, we'll test all these strategies in a real-world scenario. Let's turn our newfound skills into powerful creative actions. See you there. Welcome back to our practice activity. Now that you've learned how to refine and transform content with ChatGPT, it's time to put your skills to the test. This is your chance to apply everything you've learned and become more confident in creating effective prompts independently. Remember, the key to mastering any skill is practice, so let's dive in. Why does this practice matter? Practicing these foundational principles is essential because it allows you to experiment with different prompting strategies, perfect them to your own style, and make them instinctual. Through hands-on experience, you'll better understand how each technique affects the AI's output, empowering you to communicate more effectively with ChatGPT and other AI tools in the future. For this activity, pause the video and choose a topic for generating content using ChatGPT. Here are a few ideas to get you started, but feel free to choose your own. Creating a social media post about an upcoming event, crafting a blog post, introducing a new product or drink, writing an email to engage a potential client about a special offer, responding to a review from a disgruntled customer. Once you've chosen your topic, follow these steps. Start with an initial prompt. Brainstorm ideas related to your chosen topic. Think broadly and explore different angles. Refine your prompt based on your initial outputs, cherry pick the best parts, and iteratively transform your content to align it with your goals. Make it more engaging, vivid, or direct, depending on your end goal. Reflect on effectiveness. Consider if the output is accurate, matches your audience, and aligns with your goal. Evaluate whether you provided enough context and if further exploration is needed. Adjust your prompt or start a new conversation if necessary. Experiment with different strategies. See how varied approaches produce different results and identify what works best for you. Now pause the video and take 10 minutes to complete this practice task. Remember, there's no right or wrong way. This is about discovering how AI fits into your workflow. You may find that AI excels at brainstorming, but not as much in refining content, or vice versa. When you're ready, come back and press play to see my walkthrough of the solution. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay, welcome back. Let's walk through what I did for my version of the practice scenario, which we'll reference in future tasks. I decided to focus on an upcoming event where Brew Bliss is selling at a local farmer's market. I started by using priming prompts and least to most reasoning to ease into the topic, beginning with a simple question about what ChatGPT knows about farmers markets. Then I asked for best practices and sales tips, gradually building the conversation brick by brick, applying the concepts we've discussed. For this scenario, I decided to experiment with a unique approach, combining strategies we've covered, like persona prompting and delimiter prompting. I created a prompt that utilized multi-prompt strategies across multiple conversations. For instance, I developed 3 distinct personas: a coffee enthusiast, a social media manager, and a farmer's market expert. To create these personas, I used different conversations. For the coffee enthusiast, I continued a previous conversation, asking ChatGPT to sprinkle coffee-related keywords into a basic persona. For the social media manager, I used a transcript from a YouTube video on social media marketing to prime the conversation, then had ChatGPT list keywords related to social media. I applied a similar approach for the farmer's market expert, using another YouTube transcript to prime the discussion. Once I had these personas, I could then create social media posts or continue the conversation with these personas interacting, adding layers of expertise and depth to the content. For instance, I could ask ChatGPT to generate a list of 10 social media posts inspired by the conversation, then cherry pick the best ideas. There's no right or wrong way to approach this task. You could have used any of the principles we've discussed, like example prompting, template prompting, or persona prompting to experiment and create your content. After reviewing the output, I might revise it further, ensuring it aligns with my goals and has the desired value and substance. If it's not quite there yet, I would continue iterating and refining. Reflect on the process you used and compare it with mine. You'll notice I used various multi-input strategies, combining different conversations, persona prompting, keyword prompting, and priming. These techniques help guide the AI to produce outputs that align with your vision. The more you practice, the more intuitive it becomes to balance creativity and clarity in your prompts and outputs. Fantastic job. By now, you've had a chance to apply the prompting strategies we've covered independently. I hope you feel more confident in creating effective prompts and understand that interacting with AI is a collaborative process, not a one-way street. Every time you engage with AI, you refine your skills further. Now, let's move on to our next instructional task, where we'll build on these foundations by exploring advanced techniques, additional reasoning models, and tips to create more structured, complex content. Stay excited, and I'll see you in the next task. Ready to level up? In this task, we'll dive into advanced structuring techniques to help you tackle more complex content creation challenges. Let's keep the momentum going. You've been doing a fantastic job navigating through prompt engineering with me. In our last task, we explored the importance of context and goal setting in prompts. Now, we're stepping it up a notch. We'll delve into adaptability, understanding how to choose and use the right reasoning models and frameworks to make your prompts more powerful and flexible. Why is this important? Because adaptability is your superpower. Choosing the appropriate reasoning model and framework is crucial for honing in on the AI's capabilities and working effectively with it. In an ever-evolving digital landscape, your goal isn't just to create effective prompts, but to become a dynamic prompt engineer who can shift strategies and frameworks to suit any scenario you encounter. Remember, the best prompts don't come from memorizing rules. They come from understanding principles, mastering the basics, and practicing them. Okay, let's jump into frameworks, tools you can use to enhance your prompting. Frameworks are not restrictive. They're meant to ensure quality and substance in your outputs. One framework I highly recommend is the RACA model developed by Andrew Maynard from Arizona State University. This model stands for relevancy, accuracy, completeness, clarity, coherence, and appropriateness, and it's designed to help you evaluate and refine your AI-generated content. Relevancy, ask yourself, does this content directly promote the event or product? Is it focused on promoting your specific event or product? For example, take a look at this post idea we generated from the prompt number 20, which used Tree of Thought. Ever wondered how your coffee makes it from farm to cup? Join us as we take you behind the scenes of our coffee journey. This example lacks details about the event, such as dates and locations, which could make it less relevant to our needs. As I evaluate this output, keep working to evaluate your own outputs and pause at any time to do so. Next, consider accuracy. Are all the details factually correct? For instance, here, we don't have event details like the date or venue, which makes the post incomplete. In the other post idea below, the name of the farmer's market is missing, and the day listed as Saturday may be incorrect. Now, for completeness, does it include necessary information, such as dates, locations, or links? We already identified above that my post ideas are missing key information to complete their intended objective. We need to ensure we are covering everything the audience needs to know. Let's move on to clarity. Is the language straightforward and engaging? I would say so. Next, review the coherence. Does the caption flow logically? Yes. Lastly, evaluate appropriateness. Does the tone reflect your brand? Consider how the language aligns with your target audience. We may want to consult the Brew Bliss voice guide or their previous social media posts to be sure, but I would say so. Feel free to pause and refer to prompt number 22 in the provided prompt library documentation for guidance. You can copy and paste this prompt into your own conversation to see what ChatGPT thinks about an output's adherence to the RACCCA framework. However, remember that ChatGPT may be missing context or insight into what is valued by you as a human and by your audience. So it's best to use this framework or an equivalent evaluation technique of your own. As you evaluate, you can use these insights to iterate and refine your content. For instance, you might discover that your output lacks relevance or accuracy. In that case, provide more detailed input or ask the AI to revise based on your feedback. AI can be a fantastic rubber ducky, helping you think through your ideas as you discuss them. Another useful framework is CLEAR: clarity, length, empathy, actionable, and relevance. This framework is particularly helpful when crafting prompts that require directness and emotional intelligence, such as customer service responses or sensitive topics. Clarity ensures your prompt is straightforward. Length reminds you to keep prompts concise. Empathy helps you incorporate human understanding, a crucial element that AI lacks. Actionable ensures your prompts guide the AI to produce specific outcomes. Relevance keeps your content focused on the task at hand. Then there's CoStar: context, objective, style, tone, audience, and response. This is ideal for creating content tailored to a specific audience. CoStar helps you set the scene, define your goals, and align the style and tone with your brand's identity. Let's put this into practice. If you're writing a social media post for Brew Bliss, start by asking ChatGPT which framework might be best for crafting your prompt. Suppose it suggests CoStar. This is what it recommended for me on screen. Now let's dive into that framework. I'm going to build a prompt using delimiter prompting, where I segment the content into 6 attributes of CoStar: context, objective, style, tone, audience, and response. Delimiter prompting is an excellent way to organize complex prompts, as it clearly defines each part. You can also consider this a form of variable prompting, where we define values like context and objective once and can refer back to them later in the conversation if needed. If you want to follow along, you can reference prompt number 24 in the provided prompt library handout. You can copy and paste this prompt into your own ChatGPT conversation. As I'm typing the prompt, I am saving time by directly copying from the provided brand guide to fill in sections like style, tone, and audience. This ensures that our content matches the brand's voice and speaks directly to the intended audience. You can download the Brew Bliss brand guide from the resource section of this module. Feel free to pause and experiment with your own inputs as we go. Check for relevance, accuracy, and completeness, and refine as needed. By doing this, you're not just following a script, you're guiding the AI to produce content that truly aligns with your vision. Reflect on how these frameworks resonate with you. Think about how you can integrate them into your own workflow and adapt them to meet the unique challenges you face daily. Frameworks are tools to help you structure your prompts, but the real power lies in how you apply them to create content that's both effective and engaging. Fantastic job today. We've unpacked how frameworks can help you become a more adaptive and effective prompt engineer. Remember, the goal isn't to memorize every framework, but to understand the underlying principles of context, goals, and adaptability that connect them. Knowing when and how to apply these frameworks is key. In our next task, we'll dive deeper into the concept of value. We'll explore how to align your prompts with deeper purpose and authenticity. I'm excited to take this next step with you. Are you ready to dive deeper into the core values of effective prompting? In Task 6, we'll explore how to infuse your prompts with essential themes that can dramatically improve your results. We'll also cover more reasoning models and functional frameworks. Let's keep this momentum going. Welcome back, everyone. We've been on an incredible journey, learning how to use AI to create powerful, engaging content. Now, we're stepping into our final instructional task. Understanding value. This task is about transforming your AI prompts from mere instructions into expressions of your unique vision, your passion, and your story. It's about making the model not just a tool, but an extension of your creative spirit. Picture yourself at Brew Bliss, our beloved coffee shop. You've been tasked with creating social media posts to announce an exciting new event, a coffee tasting night under the stars. This is more than just an announcement. It's an invitation to experience the magic of community, the warmth of connection, and the joy of discovery. And your AI partner is here to bring that vision to life. But remember, AI doesn't come with built-in passion or purpose. It reflects the values and biases from its training data, but it doesn't inherently carry your dreams or values. Every prompt you create is an opportunity to infuse the model with your unique perspective, your intent, and your values, to breathe life into every word. Okay, let's dive into our next conversation to explore how we can further refine our prompts with purpose and value. I'm starting a new conversation, and this time I'm using the attach file function to upload a document provided by our company. After uploading, I simply prompt ChatGPT with, analyze this, review, parse, and understand its content. You'll be referencing this as our conversation moves forward. This is a form of priming, establishing the context of our conversation with detailed information right from the start. With the document analyzed, I'll type in a prompt. Create an Instagram post announcing a coffee tasting night under the stars at Brew Bliss. Use vivid imagery and a warm, inviting tone to highlight the special brews we'll be tasting. Invite our community to join us for an evening of stories, laughter, and unforgettable flavors. Notice how this prompt isn't just about describing an event. It's about setting a scene, crafting an atmosphere, and using language that evokes feelings of warmth, community, and excitement. This intentional use of language is key to infusing your values into the AI's output. As ChatGPT generates content, we can analyze whether it captures the coziness and inviting feeling we aim for. If it's still missing a personal touch, we can refine the prompt further by incorporating real customer feedback or personal stories, elements that make the content more engaging and authentic. Now let's anchor these techniques in what I call the 3 C's: critical, creative, and compassionate thinking. This framework will guide you in every interaction with AI. Critical thinking: view outputs as drafts, not final products. Evaluate, question, and refine them. Creative thinking: use AI to push boundaries, explore new angles, and experiment with storytelling. Compassionate thinking: remember the human on the other side of every post. Craft prompts with empathy, understanding, and care. By applying these principles, you can transform a simple prompt into something that truly resonates with your audience. Let's now revisit our previous conversation. Compare a basic prompt, like write a post about our new coffee blend, with the more detailed one we just created. You'll see how much more dynamic and engaging the output becomes when you add depth, organization, and intent to your prompts. As we explore these concepts, remember that the 3 C's, critical, creative, and compassionate thinking, are what humans uniquely bring to the table. They help us evaluate, imagine, and connect with others in ways that AI alone cannot. Throughout this entire process, we've been practicing these 3 C's. Every time we've evaluated outputs, explored creative angles, and focused on empathy in our messaging, we've been applying critical, creative, and compassionate thinking. These principles have guided all of the techniques we've used so far and will continue to guide us moving forward. Let's dive into reasoning models, a crucial element in refining how we interact with AI. Reasoning models guide the AI's approach to problem solving, much like how we naturally think through tasks. 2 common reasoning models that we've been using, perhaps without realizing it, are tree of thought and chain of thought. Tree of thought involves tackling a problem from multiple perspectives. It's a powerful approach that enables the AI to draw from different viewpoints to solve a problem more comprehensively. Remember, we discussed persona prompting earlier in task 3, where we talked about how AI can adopt specific roles or personas. I used that persona prompting technique in this advanced reasoning model known as tree of thought. This concept is implemented by combining different persona prompts and their perspectives into a single conversation. For example, in task 3 in the optional practice task, I brought together insights from a social media manager, a coffee barista, and a farmer's market expert. This was a classic and simple use of tree of thought, where each persona contributed a unique perspective, enriching the overall strategy. If you missed the earlier practice portion, don't worry. You can follow along by using prompt number 20 from the provided prompt library handout. Pause the video here if you'd like to copy and paste the prompt into your own ChatGPT conversation, or simply observe how it works on screen as you listen. As we move forward, keep in mind that these reasoning models are advanced techniques that require more time to fully grasp and implement, but they offer immense value in creating richer, more dynamic AI interactions. Let me show you how this works. As I share my screen, you'll see how these different perspectives were combined in a conversation I had earlier. The social media manager focused on the communication strategy, the barista on the sensory experience of the coffee, and the market expert on customer engagement at the event. By integrating these viewpoints, we created a multifaceted approach that wouldn't have been possible from just one perspective. As you can see on the screen, I'm typing a prompt that explicitly instructs ChatGPT to use chain of thought reasoning to break down a task step by step. In this case, the task is to explain how we source our beans for midnight mocha from farm to cup, while highlighting the care and craft involved in each step. This is a great example of how you can directly guide the AI to use this model by simply stating, use chain of thought in your prompt, as I have done here. Reference prompt number 31 from the provided prompt library handout if you want to follow along. By using chain of thought reasoning, the AI decomposes a complex process into manageable steps, allowing us to explore and expand upon each part. While this specific prompt could be improved with more details, it does provide a solid outline, which we could further refine by adding context about our sourcing practices. As you watch the output on screen, you'll notice how the AI breaks the task down step by step. You could easily copy and paste the result into another prompt to build upon it. We've indirectly used chain of thought through our video in the use of multi-input strategies and least to most prompting. There are many other reasoning models, some specific to certain industries. As you'll see next, you can even work with ChatGPT to develop or choose the most appropriate model for your specific task. Like when I ask it what reasoning models a coffee barista who is also a social media expert might use to craft a post for an upcoming event in prompt number 32. Reasoning models help us and the AI think through a problem methodically, ensuring that each step is deliberate and effective. The beauty of reasoning models is that they make us more aware of how we structure our thinking and approach problem solving. By understanding and utilizing these models, you can enhance your ability to collaborate with AI, leading to more creative and effective outcomes. Keep these in mind as you interact with AI, making each prompt an opportunity to infuse your work with purpose and value. We've covered a lot in this guided project, and now it's time to bring it all together. In your next task, you'll take everything you've learned to create your own masterpiece. Experiment, practice, and develop content that truly represents the heart of our scenario, the essence of Brew Bliss from your unique perspective. Think of this as your final dance with AI, a chance to showcase all the skills you've mastered. Remember, this journey doesn't end here. This is just the beginning of a profound evolution in how you bring your ideas to life. Every prompt you create is an opportunity to infuse the AI with your spirit, your values, your passion. So keep pushing, keep experimenting, and remember, the AI is your canvas and you are the artist. Make every stroke count. Add soul to every word. Ready to take everything you've learned and create something extraordinary? I know you are. Let's dive into the final challenge and see the magic you create. Welcome to this optional section. We've come so far, and now it's time for the final step in our journey together. Before you take your quiz and earn your well-deserved certificate, I've got one last challenge for you, a real-world scenario designed to test everything you've learned. Are you ready? Let's dive in. In this challenge, you'll step into the role of a junior social media manager for Brew Bliss, our charming local coffee shop that's looking to boost its online presence. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to create a week-long social media content plan that captivates the local community, promotes our special brews and events, and engages customers with creative, relevant posts. Here's what you need to do. Understand the scenario. Focus on what matters to Brew Bliss. Understand their goals. Building an online presence, engaging empathetically with the local community, and ethically showcasing unique offerings. Utilize the strategies. Use the prompting strategies, reasoning models, and frameworks we've explored to generate a range of content ideas. Think of different types of posts: a fun promotional post for a seasonal drink, a customer story, an invitation to a community event, or an educational post about coffee. Refine and adapt. Take these ideas and refine them using ChatGPT. Adapt them to your perspective, values, and the direction you believe Brew Bliss should go. Apply techniques like context setting, iterative prompting, and multi-prompting to make each post more engaging. Tailor for platforms. Adapt each piece of content for different platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, using the right tone and format for each audience. Evaluate with frameworks. Use the ArrayCCA framework to review each piece of content. Ensure it's relevant, accurate, complete, clear, coherent, and appropriate for the Brew Bliss brand. Finalize your content. Organize and refine your posts into a structured week-long social media calendar. Use apple picking techniques to select the best elements from your AI outputs. Specify the timing, platforms, and types of content. Reflect on your process. Think about the strategies that streamlined your content creation. Reflect on what you enjoyed the most, where these skills fit into your current workflows, and how you can apply them in other professional contexts. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and take 20 minutes to complete this optional challenge. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's all about experimenting, learning, and pushing the boundaries of your new skills. When you're ready, unpause the video and we'll walk through a similar task together. Feel free to use the provided documents, the branding guide PDF, the mock Facebook page PDF, and the PDF of all the prompts used in my conversations to explore new directions and personalize your approach. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed working through the challenge and showcasing the strategies and prompting techniques you've learned. I'm going to walk you through what I did for this task, keeping it simple for demonstration purposes while still applying the foundational principles and strategies we've covered. To start, I used priming prompting to establish the conversation by sharing the provided document with ChatGPT. Then using speech to text, I simply talked through my ideas. I brainstormed out loud using natural language and incorporated various prompting strategies like goal setting and context prompting. The focus was on creating a weekend campaign for Brew Bliss centered around a customer appreciation event. After brainstorming, I reviewed the ideas and organized them into a suggested social media calendar, complete with fake dates and additional promotional details. Again, I spoke to ChatGPT as if it were a collaborative partner, guiding the conversation naturally. The output was a solid starting point, a basic social media calendar that I could further refine by adding specific details, researching relevant information, and incorporating ideas from other conversations. This approach was adaptable and allowed me to work quickly. However, it's crucial to apply a quality assurance checklist like the RACS framework to ensure accuracy, relevancy, clarity, and that the content aligns with Brew Bliss's cozy, welcoming vibe. You'd also want to verify that the promotions, dates, and details are accurate and tailored to your audience. Remember, this is just one way to approach the task. Your solution might look entirely different, and that's great. You might prefer a more structured approach using delimiter prompting, a least to most strategy, or a specific prompting framework. You might also choose to use speech to text or type out your prompts. The key is to customize the approach to suit your workflow and the specific subject area you're working on. The main takeaway from this optional activity is learning how to effectively engage with ChatGPT as a creative and collaborative partner to enhance your workflow, ideation, and content creation. Stay flexible and adaptable and continue to hone these foundational principles. Fantastic work today. You've demonstrated your ability to create compelling content using AI, showcasing the powerful skills you've built throughout this guided project. Now, return to the guided project cell to complete your final quiz, and don't forget to share your feedback in the end of the guided project survey. I'm Jonathan Kyle Hobson, and it's been a pleasure guiding you on this journey. Keep exploring, keep creating, and remember, AI is your creative canvas. Until next time.